everybody. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About This. My name is Anisha, and I am the host of the 5 Years Supporting Podcast. I'm just waiting on my guest, my co-host, my beautiful co-host, my SVG sister, Miss Zara from the Hey All Good Things. Hey, there she is. I'm gonna join her in right now. For us to get this show on the road. I hope everybody had a really great week. Let me just get started and I'll start to apologize because let me tell all you. Oh gosh, it has been a week. It has because we didn't meet last week. Showing too much. The short is doing too much. Sarah, honey, are you here?
Hello,
Hey.
hi,
How you
hello.
doing?
Your guest. Listen, just keep on saying
I'm
guest. I love that.
this is
I could float in and float out. Hi,
this is the
honey.
sad consequence of the week I've had. Hey, I'm seeing so many people join in. Hey, oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Hi,
welcome,
everybody.
welcome. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About This.
Let's talk
Sarah,
about
honey, how
this.
are you?
Yes, fluff that hair. I missed you last week.
I miss you too.
Yes.
Guys, so wait, let me apologize to everybody. First of all, I owe everybody an apology. It wasn't technically it was my fault because like Flo decided to give us a complete blackout. So like we had those of us who are on Flo that we had no internet. But yeah, I miss hanging out with you all. Like I feel like that caused my week to just become like cosmic hell. I had the
Hey,
craziest week.
Jamali. Hey, Eugene. I feel like all my people are on the live today. What? Hey, Toddy. Who else?
Gosh, I need to get my computer so I can see these comments.
Hey. Oh, you can't see?
I can't see all of them. Hey, Tawana. I see Tawana.
Hey, Tawana.
Hey, honey. So tell me, how was your week? Because I already started rambling into what my week was
Hold
looking
on.
like.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Giselle. Let's do our introduction.
Oh my God, you're right.
You're just ready to roll. You're just ready to roll. That's what it is. You just miss me so much.
So guys, Let's Talk About It is the weekly show where Zara and I get together. We talk about all topics that affect us in terms of everything, like whatever it is that affects us as individuals. And really glad for you that you're joining us. But if you want to listen to more about our individual podcast, and Zara will tell you more about hers, you can catch us on the Digicel Go Loud app. Now, This app is an amazing space for Caribbean content creators. There's so much information, so much entertainment, and so much like news and legitimate ways that you could stay up to date with Caribbean people. It's one beautiful space. So you really want to get on the Digicel Go Loud app and to have it downloaded and to support them and support us. And you can also win credit from Digicel just by joining.
Just slide in our DMs. Nobody slides in my DMs for Digicel credit. But I feel like my Vinci people, because I feel we're representing tonight. So if you want Digicel credit, slide in my DMs, show me that you have the Go Loud app, and let me give it away. I want to give it away. I want to make it rain on them hoes in St. Vincent with Digicel credit. With Digicel credit. Jeez. I don't know. Yes. And you can find my podcast, the Happy Brown Girls podcast. We're on hold right now, but we have loads of episodes from last year. Talking about all these wonderful things, and we hope to come back in September with dropping new episodes, and just continuing to release our good energy into the world.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
that's what we're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, so you know how to kind of attack us, and of course you can also follow us. Sarah, should we tell them about the new space, the new thing? Let's do it. Let's tell them.
I feel like I just want to blurt it out.
Go ahead.
We're on YouTube. So you'll find our episodes. We're still working on getting the back episodes on YouTube, but you can find the week before last episode on YouTube, and we'll be on YouTube moving forward. So we'll continue to grow, and we'll continue to spread the word and find different platforms in order to hear all of my foolishness. and just get out there. But we are on YouTube now.
are.
You can hear us on YouTube now. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So this week, well, no, let's talk about like what happened with you during the week and.
Well, I missed you. I had the most sad live last week because I missed you oh so much. And I'm like, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. You know, everybody's like, go to sleep. I'm like, okay.
But I love that you did it. I was like, so when we finally
connected, represent for our squaddy. You know what I mean? The squad runs deep. You know,
we roll deep.
Yeah, we run deep. You know, so I still had to come on and I represent the crew and. You know, there are a lot, and your people actually came on to my live. Shout out to DJ Puff.
Yeah.
And yeah, a couple of your people came on. He's not here yet, but you know, it's all right. We're waiting for him. We can't wait to see him when he does come on.
Yeah,
definitely. But my week, let's see. It's been quite quiet. You know, life has been just sort of moving as usual. You know, getting ready for summer. I feel like the pre-summer buzz is starting to happen. Lots of carnival push with lots of wonderful parties and wonderful experiences, costumes, feathers, no feathers, you know, lots of buzz happening in Vincy. What about you?
Yeah. Same thing over here because, you know, our carnival is back to back.
Yes, I know.
Our carnival is in August and the hype is building. It's a little slow, but like there's a lot of great events coming up. So my favorite thing is to go to events with live music. Like I love a band. I love a band. Like out there, the music and the people, you get all that good vibe and good energy, and I'm just like, oh, happy. So having a lot of that coming in, and then like this weekend, I'm going to Wide Open Spaces, which is a concert put on by Sabrina Francis. Shout out to Sabrina Francis. She's one of our local artists who is not mainstream. So she's not like soca or anything. She does a lot of pop and soft kind of music. And then she has like Afrocentric music. Like
nice.
She has a beautiful
Okay, I gotta check her out.
Yes, you should.
Definitely.
This is the first time in 2 years. Because, you know.
Well, yeah, because of COVID, definitely. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, like I said, we've had parties. The series have begun. So you know, people are outside. People are outside. But you know, all is all. We've recently had. There's been some sad news in St. Vincent in regards to violence against women, violence against children. So in the last, and you know, this is something that I can't not speak about because it's happening. So there's been some protests, there's been some marches, there's been some efforts, there's been some, you know, orange is the color that we wear in solidarity to represent violence against women. So last week there was a lot of movement and awareness on violence against women. So I'm hoping that with those efforts, we can now start to make some changes within the community to reduce the violence against women and children within the community, you know. So I'm happy that the community is at least pushing awareness, and hopefully, you know, our lawmakers and our community police and all of the people that can make a change within our community does make a change, because it's been
So can I ask, and not that it has to be, but was there like something that spiked it? Like, was there something?
Yes, there was an incident with a young lady, and it was a domestic case, and you know, they found her. Yes, you know, so it's very disheartening. And being a young woman in our country, you know, you worry about these things, and you want to feel like you're in a safe community, and you want to feel like you're in a safe home. You know, you don't want to feel like a prisoner inside your own home, and So I'm just hoping and praying that we get some laws changed. We change our due processes in order to do the right thing and protect, women and children are the most underserved in society. So, that's why we have programs like Happy Brown Girls. That's why we have different government programs. And, hopefully hopefully we would have the resources to start to change the mindset of those that can change the community so that we can stop dying as women,
I
and
agree.
children.
I'm so proud of you for being involved in that. That is,
Well,
it's an
I'm in
important thing.
solidarity, you know what I mean? And with
Yeah.
Happy Brown Girls, I'm a I'm a kind of do my own thing kind of girl, and with the way that I can, I will,
Yeah.
but there was a huge effort on Friday. Everyone that has decided to stand in solidarity wore orange, and it was just a sea of orange. And in the high schools, for the boys, for the grammar school, and for the
Right.
ladies in high school, and like the secondary schools, really they protested. They had their placards, and they were really
Yeah.
repping hard for. And I believe that that's the way to go. When you bring the awareness in children, the awareness lasts and it stays and it grows with them.
That's it.
So
That's it.
it's very important to create that awareness, number one, and then we have to really make some major changes.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like the little bit that I can do with my platform, with my my activities, and once we start rolling out all the visions that we had for Happy Brown Girls pre-pandemic, and start rolling them back out again, hopefully it would give women of color the space to build themselves up and have the foundation that's necessary into making the changes to make their lives a lot more fulfilled and settled and organized and all of those things that we prefer.
I know you're gonna do it too. You
I'm
see,
like,
you
tap,
said
tap,
you
tap.
have
Is
the
this thing
patience to
on? I'm
come.
like,
I know that you're gonna do. Listen, just this conversation is already a shift. Just this conversation is
yes,
already a shift. I
you
mean,
know,
never
so,
underestimate the power of planting a seed. So even if we don't see it in our generation, I believe we will.
yes,
Just this conversation is already a shift. So you
yes.
you you already contributing, babe.
We're trying our best in this world, and sometimes it just takes one person, But I
Yeah,
hope that, and I pray that more women, young women, don't die,
absolutely.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah.
it's
But
not
on a
crazy.
lighter note, outside of that, we're just chugging along here in SVG, we're just making it through.
Good.
I'm staying in the forest.
Yeah. It's our fairyland.
I'm staying in the fairyland forest. I like it there. It's a good place. It's a good place.
Girl.
All
You've
right,
been
so
living
hot topics.
What's it?
What are we topicing on today?
Um, I think we can hot topic on
I have a hot topic,
tell me, let's do yours.
but it's like a Hollywood hot topic.
Let's do
I don't know if you've kept up with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp
it. I love it.
and the narcissistic woman. You know, I
Oh my
feel
god.
like I know
Love
I'm always coming out the box. So I feel like and our viewers, please join in, please do,
Yeah.
because I want to know what you think about um,
Tell us.
and not
Let's
necessarily
talk about this.
Amber
No,
Heard. Let's
let's
talk
talk
about
about
this.
this Amber. Oh,
Not necessarily Amber Heard and Johnny Depp particularly, but I
right.
believe that Amber Heard has now sort of that we now have shined a light on narcissistic women and the things
Yeah.
that narcissistic women do to men. When
Yeah.
we think of narcissism, it's always a man. It's always
Mhm.
viewed as a man, or what a man is doing to such a lovely, beautiful, sweet, darling woman. And then you see this situation play out in court,
Oh my
and
god.
she's a nightmare. Like, she's a nightmare, and it's like a
Tawana
circus.
says Amber is just crazy.
Sorry.
Tawana is saying that Amber is just crazy.
Amber is Amber
I don't know.
She's a little ticky, you know, and
Yeah.
and the fact that, you know, of course it's not the ruling based on public opinion, but at the end of the day, I don't really know how she's going to work again in the future because of
Yeah.
just the fact that she has made this claim. You know, he has made this $100 million counterclaim, and all of their business is on the street. You know, what do you think about narcissistic women and the ploys that they use in order to play the victim?
I am a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I have women friends.
Mm-hmm.
I have women foes.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, some of the most manipulative human beings is women.
It's women.
And
Okay.
when you get
Let's
one
talk
who
about this.
understands how to manipulate and manipulate well,
Yes.
you see the ambers at work. Those who play messy and dirty under the table, and when something come up, they crying and they having meltdowns.
I call them naughty. I call them naughty girls.
So there's ambers at work. There's
Right.
ambers in your relationships. There's the one who start a fire and start rumors and
hide their hands.
And they're like, no, that didn't happen. And I didn't really do that. And she misunderstood me. And you misunderstood. And they do it with their boyfriends. You misunderstanding what I'm saying. And they would gaslight the men in their life. Like,
the hell. And
you're
just thinking, like, how did I even get here? You
know? And what I hate is that it's ruining the feel-good men out there. When they get to a relationship with a highly manipulative woman, they lose all trust for all women on a whole. So you might have genuine stuff that you would cry about, and then they'll say, oh, all women crying. When women crying is just to get their own way. Yes. And you might just genuinely be an emotional girl, but now you have to take her baggage along with you in this. So they do exist. And it's unfortunate, but I think if people focus more on self-awareness and their healing, there'll be less of them in the world. Okay.
You know, there is, you know, everyone has narcissistic traits, right? Everyone has narcissistic traits, but there is a level of narcissism where it becomes narcissistic personality disorder. And I am no psychologist. Let me put that disclaimer down there. Nor did I study psychology in college. But I have a lot of experience with that type of behavior. And, you know, the victim mode, and, you know, when you see that person for who they really are, it's shocking. It's shocking how, you know, you can have a person that makes you fall in love with them. And, you know, you're a normal person, or, you know, or not, meaning that you could have been subject to their abuse. I'm not seeing anybody.
Go ahead, honey. I'm just saying hi to people who join.
You know, you have somebody in your life and you're just like, hey, wait a minute. Like, how did we get here? You know, how did we get here? You know, to the point where it's a divorce, and then now all of our dirty business is in the street. All of our dirty business is, you know, down to, you know, what you've done in the bedroom, what you haven't, bringing in ex-girlfriends, all to just make a point to make another person seem like a bad guy, you know, and it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. But I'm a little bit happy that the world is seeing a woman that is narcissistic, and they are not, like, she wants to play the victim, but they're not posting her as the victim. They're able to decipher her bad behavior or her naughty behavior as what it is.
Somebody draw a parallel between her and Jada. They were saying, like, it's.
Well, you know, Jada's my girl. Yeah,
but Jada she's a narcissist.
Why?
She is.
Tell me why.
Because
you think so.
Jada, first of all, I don't think Jada was really ever in love with Will. I think Jada was in love with Tupac and settled with Will.
But why do you think she was in love with Tupac? They were not in a romantic relationship.
I know, but if you like, well, anyway, based on what they put on TV, child, based on that,
yes, based on what they say.
Based on what they say, because I don't know them people. I know them people.
Facts.
I just.
Facts. But we're talking like they are girlfriends.
Based on what I
right.
But I think that throughout the years, and social media made their relationship a lot more open than it was before. But throughout the years, you hear the things like having open relationships and
yes.
and I'm like why? Y'all are rich ass people.
But people have open relationships. We're gonna go down this road. I know you don't. I know. I know you don't. People have open relationships.
I know, but my thing is, I don't know. I just was never sold on Jada and Will, and
fair enough.
And when like the last thing happened,
the slap heard around the world.
Slap heard around the world, and before that, with her relationship with this other guy, and starting, it just felt too dramatic. And it says Jada is an opportunist.
Jay, I am not seeing any of these comments. I need to see the comments.
but on social media, there was a conversation that drew parallel between Jada and Amber,
right.
And I feel like in both cases, the men loved these women clearly because Will is completely in love with Jada. You can see it.
He still is,
and love them to the point that they may have lost themselves in it, and not be able to separate between where I am, like, this is me, this is Will, this is what I represent, and I don't believe in violence to go and slap somebody because they talk about more. So when you know who you are, you don't go and slap somebody because they're trying to defend.
But maybe that is who he is. Maybe he does believe in violence.
But he's not. Well, based on his previous, I've never seen Will is not a gangster.
Will is a gangster. Will has come from South Philadelphia. Will has come from the hood. I think that just because somebody portrays a particular image, that doesn't really mean that is who they are.
Fair enough.
It's just an image. I don't think that Will is like whack. I think that he comes from the same hood that like Biggie and Tupac. Actually, Tupac didn't even come from the hood like that. Like Tupac has been in show business his whole life. Basically, he was in a boy band at like 7. You know, like he's basically been in entertainment. He went to a school of performing and fine arts. So well, I mean, he was a thug because I mean, towards the end of his life, he was in some real thug mess. But like, you know, I think that definitely Will, based on his book, because I'm still audibling his book, and I've been every time I audible that man's book, I fall asleep. God forgive me, but I'm trying to make it through. It is quite interesting. I'm just sleepy when I audible. It's just crazy. Like I'm on a flight, and before the flight goes, I'm like, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna audible for 3 hours, right? Nothing, never. Anyhow, you know. He's grown. I think that he also has childhood trauma, but like as far as his brought up, like he was brought up in the hood, you know, like he was brought up in you know fights and you know, I mean not necessarily the projects, but like he was brought up in the hood. You know, his family wasn't necessarily middle class until he was a little bit older, but I you know, I ride for Jada and Will. I do. Jada wasn't in love. Like she loved Tupac. Like Tupac was her buddy, you know. And because he died at 24 years old. He died super duper young. And I think that we forget that he was still like, even though he was an adult, he was still like a child at 24 years old, you know. So I think that narrative of their friendship, because I have friendships with guys that I grew up with that I absolutely love and adore. You know what I mean? Right. And they're like brotherly friendships. They're not like romantic. But
so let me ask
hold on. We're steering away from the original. But yes, I love a question. Go.
You said that anybody can have an open relationship, but like
no, I didn't say anybody. I said there are
Or
people
people,
that
okay, so
have.
people have it. But will you be in a open relationship?
No, I
Will
wouldn't
you
be because
participate in open
no,
relationship?
girl, hold on, where's my pen? Oh, wait a minute. Are we asking direct questions?
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Just,
asking
I
direct
mean,
questions
don't,
now.
we're not naming names. I'm just saying, like, okay, as a woman, as a female, like,
No.
will
You
you
can ask.
be
No, you can. Please feel free to ask me anything. If I feel like it's too invasive, I would not answer. Me personally, no, I'm not built for that life. Only because
right?
I am very territorial of my partner. I love my partner, and I only want my partner with me. And I will not go too far. I wouldn't go too far into the conversation because I respect my relationship and I respect my partner.
Right.
But
Of course.
um, I don't put open relationships past anybody, only because relationships shift, they change, they move. Maybe not so much in the Caribbean per se. It may be a little bit more taboo in the Caribbean because it's such a small society. But
Mm.
in big cities and in big spaces, there's like places where you go and you swing, and there's suburban housewives that do just like crazy shit all the time, and like particular sexual habits and sexual tastes.
And
You be
fetishes.
sometimes and fetishes. Sometimes you'd be surprised at who really indulges in that kind of lifestyle. I don't even know how we got here, but
Right. We're talking about food, but it's
we're
other
talking
indulgences. You can
about
put it into the
narcissism. But yeah, like me personally, I am very like I don't want my partner to have to sleep with another woman,
and I,
and I don't think my partner would want me to sleep with another man. So,
that's it.
that's really not an option for me. But if my best friend came to me and was just like, you know what, we're considering having an open relationship, I would not be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Don't do it. Because they
Mm.
have to understand the boundaries and the space within their relationship. And I don't judge people for having open relationships. It's their prerogative.
Yeah.
Because people do
Well,
crazier things than have open relationships. There's like
this is true,
things.
chat. But listen, I'm not sold that an open relationship is a way that you declare your love for
No, I
somebody,
don't
which
think
is
it's
why we're
about
saying you
declaring a
can
love.
still.
I think it's about just sexual
Then what is the point of being in a
exploration.
relationship if you're not going to be in it to declare love? Like,
But
what
there's
is
a
the
lot
point?
of
Like, what is
people
the
that
point?
have
We're just
like, I mean,
entertaining each other.
that's why there are categories. There's monogamous relationship and polyamorous relationships or
Yes.
polygamous relationships. There's like categories for these things, and culturally within our DNA, within our culture, you know, having a polygamous relationship where one husband and multiple wives, or even a matriarchal relationship
Yeah.
where a woman will have 20 husbands or whatever it may be. It's just normal, and it's just the way of life. Look at your face.
Maybe
Look at your face.
I did
you
not drink.
know
I can't drink the Kool-Aid.
Girl, no, you
Maybe
don't
I'm
have
just
to drink the Kool-Aid, and it's okay. Like, you having a monogamous relationship, that is lovely. I think it's wonderful. Me having a monogamous relationship is amazing, but
right.
to be like, oh my
We won't
God,
judge, but like, yeah.
to be
Anyway,
like,
let's
oh my God, But Amber
it's
Heard,
like,
and I mean, Jada definitely is working through her shit on Red Table Talk, and I'm here for all of it. I watch it every week because I really feel like her topics resonate with a lot of the it resonates with a lot of the challenges that you know us as
females
Black
go.
women, and she it's not her show is not only geared to Black women, but I feel like the underbelly is
It's for us.
challenges that are for Black women. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I can't be mad at her for working through her shit. And Amber, and I feel like also like because there is this understanding or theory of white women crocodile tears, and as soon as a white woman crocodile tears, everybody just drops everything to go and like save her.
Yeah.
I'm really not for it. I'm really not for it. So, you know, I don't think Jada and Amber are the same
Mm,
personally
fair enough.
because historically they're not.
Are you biased? Your bias is showing.
I'll be that. I will
That's
be
okay.
that. I can't see the comments. I don't know if people are commenting or not, but I think
Okay, let me see. Let me see. So
I
Big
think
Nine is
I'm.
saying, are you guys sure there wasn't a situationship between Jada and Tupac? And Alita is saying his mom said that's not who he is. He hasn't been in trouble in school. And Vinci is saying he was a coward as a child. You see?
Oh. Yeah, but that still
The
doesn't mean
boy is
that he.
acting out.
But that's, yes, he was acting out. I agree with you, but that doesn't mean that like he didn't like he wasn't exposed to being in the hood. You know what I mean?
Right. So
Like
he was
that
exposed to the gangsters.
just because he cried
He
he cried.
repressed all of that.
Sorry.
And he repressed all that and he decided to bring it all out.
And let it out on poor Chris Rock, who was also bullied as a child. You understand what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock was also like my boo Chris Rock, and like I said, it's not Chris Rock against Will, because Chris Rock was also a victim. You know what I mean? And it's not okay to slap somebody. It's not.
It's not.
But I feel like they were both victims to some extent.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I mean, Chris Rock was definitely, but you could see that. You could see on his face. Anyhow, I don't even know how we got here. But anyway, the women, narcissistic women do exist.
They
and
do.
We have to be.
We talked about that.
And we have to be very careful. And men, we love you, and we got your back. We are very we're very clear and understanding of what's going on out there. We're not going to just stand behind women's bad behavior because we're women too.
We'll back you up. And if there's something you want us to talk to these girls and them about, drop
those girls don't want to hear us. Those girls do not want to hear us, because then they're going to just say we're haters or whatever it may be. Yes, they need to go see a therapist. Need some therapy in their lives.
And I mean, therapy is a wonderful way. Like, therapy is a wonderful way of dealing with like all those issues. Even the one we're gonna talk about right now, which is how we use food and drink to cope with situations.
Yeah.
Like, therapy can help you to work through that. There's a lot of things that therapy just shines a white hot light on you. Like, I didn't realize this is what I was doing this whole time.
Listen, I've been in therapy since January, and I swear to God, it has changed my life. I mean, I've been in therapy before, but like this time around, it's just like I am really a different person. Like I have just worked through, and my therapist is amazing. Just work through. So, let's get this conversation started. I'm ready to roll. Food and mood.
Yeah. So tell me, Zara, have you ever like noticed that your mood changes with the food you eat, or you're more drawn to certain food, like when you are
when I'm what? Say the word.
Mood, like when you're in a mood.
Not
in that mood, but it could be that mood too.
Are we going to say the word vagina again? Are you ready to say the word vagina and menstruation?
As long as we don't have to go through that demo about the cup, I'm good.
We're gonna go through the demo. I'm gonna come to Grenada and show you how to use it. Anyhow, food definitely affects. First of all, I feel like food is correlated to so many things in our lives. It's correlated to our moods. It's correlated to our body, our menses. It's correlated to everything. It's correlated to everything.
Socializing, our family,
everything. And for me, I feel like because the food industry is so crappy, it's become a detriment to our health and our wellness. Even from the processed food, even from birth. For example, the shortage of formula in the United States of America.
Oh my gosh.
It's very heartbreaking for me to watch that happen, and watch parents have to fight in order to feed their children. Mothers have to fight in order to feed their children because it's 50% of formula is on the shelves. Now, we all know not everybody can breastfeed. You know, sometimes your milk is low, your baby. What's so funny? What?
Somebody big man commented, isn't food the pathway to the soul?
Well, for a man, I mean, I guess if we who said that? Who said that?
Big Bang Entertainment.
Lord have mercy.
Listen,
I gotta see these comments. It's killing me. Oh, yeah, food is a way to a man's heart. Yes, and if when my man asks me to make him a sandwich, I'll be like, yes, please, and thank you.
Yes,
that is
babe.
No problem. Yes, babe, on the way. Yes.
You know, some people say like one of the things that get ruined when you break up is that whatever food you and that person used to make the most, like when you and the person are together again, it's harder to enjoy that food. Like
yes,
like yeah, that's what it's said out there. But I still like food.
All day.
I still like my food, child. But I'm saying some people just a memory of it. Like
there's
if you
a
know
correlation. Yes, the correlation.
Always like I don't know, maybe tacos or something, then
yes,
it kind of ruins the experience and the taste is never
not me. If I like tacos, we're gonna eat tacos.
We're gonna have that.
But as I was saying, you know, just from small, it's like, you know, all of our food, all of the baby food is processed. A lot of the stuff that you buy off the shelves is processed, and it immediately or just ready made. It immediately attaches particular foods to our everyday lives, you know, and I believe that's where it starts and how it goes, you know. And we talk about the time of the month, you know, or if I'm in a bad mood, yeah, you know, I'm not to the point where I would like gain weight, but when I'm in a bad mood, I definitely want something to soothe my soul, you know. Yeah. But there has been links with food and depression. So I can't see that.
I can't even this comment. These comments are distracting me. Go ahead.
No, say the comments because I can't see it.
When you break up, you no longer have the damn food as your favorite. When you break up, you shouldn't have the food anymore. Why? I don't think you should lose the rights to have the food. Like that's not fair.
I think they're saying that we shouldn't eat the food anymore after we break up. Like you're not allowed. Lord.
That's all right.
But I like everything.
That's a problem. I mean, I love food. Food is my thing. Food and we good. You know, I'll have it in memory of you.
Listen, no breakup is gonna stop me from eating anything. I'm still gonna go down, and I'm still gonna eat what I want to eat. You know. So I really want to get these comments. I really want to see what's going on with my comments.
Yeah, so like to support what you're saying, I agree. The food industry is messing it up for us. And I was reading something the other day that said their research and development teams are coming up with ways to make food crunchier, sweeter, saltier, just like all the things that cause us that marks our memory, like
right. Increase our serotonin. And to attach those feelings to the particular food. Yeah.
Much. And so become addicted to food easier, and worse yet, like they're tagging up with things like they talked about when Scandal came out on NBC and how they caused so much women to be drinking wine on Thursdays because they advertised it. They got the food industry involved, and they said, grab popcorn and wine, and there were marked sales on wine and popcorn on Wednesdays and Thursdays because everybody just looped it into watching Scandal on Thursdays, and suddenly you start being involved in a habit without even realizing, like, do I really want to have wine and popcorn without even checking that you're doing it because it's been put into your mind, and
Yes.
that's a cool thing to do. So it's really
sneak marketing.
That's pretty much it.
Sneak marketing.
I broke up with the guy, not the food, child. Addicted to fake food. Somebody else is. Mm-hmm. These comments are lit.
I feel like I'm gonna stop complaining.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. On a serious note.
Okay, the comment says, on a serious note, the current war in Ukraine is going to present a food shortage for the entire Western world.
That and COVID and the shipping companies just not being able to send food from different places. Like, I really feel we got to go into the forest, everybody. I think that we're going to have to start really creating our own food, gardening, because it's about to get really hard where the food industry is. Because, I mean, you're already seeing it in the U.S., and the shortage of food, and it's going to trickle down to the Caribbean very soon. You know,
it happened already. Yes. Listen, some supermarkets are basically empty.
Yes.
And the brands, you know where they come from, and the prices are ridiculous.
Yes.
In the supermarket, like, I don't even understand.
Yes.
And so thanks for that point about the shortage that's gonna come. I even read, I can't remember if I was listening to it or read or whatever, but somebody was saying that now is a good time for us to store up on things like kidney beans and lentils and things that can last for 2 years, because pretty much, like, we're gonna need those proteins, because we're not sure, unless you have like some chickens running around your yard that could kill every now and then. So,
I mean, but we might get there. I think that, you know, there's a chance that we might get there soon enough, you know, and it may end up being better for us than, you know, what our lifestyle is now, because, you know, it's not really the best, you know, all the processed foods and everything is not really good for our systems, and the foods they do affect our mood. They affect, you know, y'all know I love a brunch, and when brunch is there, I'm in a great mood, you know. There's certain foods that I eat that make me feel amazing, you know, when I eat them, and it creates that emotional attachment, you know, and, you know, so it's so multifaceted and leveled that you can't even put it, it can't even fit in a 1 hour show.
You can't.
No.
But I agree, like, when it comes to your mood though, so kind of feeding off of what you're saying, when it comes to your mood and eating the foods that make you feel great, the thing is, have you ever noticed, like, some of the things that make you feel great in a moment, just like hours later,
you feel horrible? Totally.
Like,
yes.
And I started noticing that with certain types of, like, processed food, especially. So
those with high sugar content, because you have your crash.
Yeah.
You know, that's me and coffee. That's me and coffee. You know, I'm sorry. I've been good. I've been off of coffee for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and I had to have coffee. No, I had it today. Don't clap for me.
We are celebrating all of the effort.
I had it today, but I didn't get it with the milky foam.
Okay, good for you.
Because the milky foam was making me gain weight, and I was like, I can't. Because the sis likes cream. I like whipped cream. I like sour cream. I like all the cream. And the milky foam was making me gain weight, so I had to take a step back. But I had to have coffee today. And, you know, with coffee, you feel like you can take over the world. And then by the afternoon, you're just having a full-blown meltdown. Huh?
Why shouldn't we take over the world?
I know, but I'm having a full meltdown by 3 o'clock. I'm like a baby. I need a nap. Crazy.
I have a question. What's the food that sets the mood for you?
Like the sexy mood? I need a yes or a no. What a food!
Oh my god!
That's you know, when it's time to get sexy, I don't like to eat too much. Like, I like to feel like light on. I like to feel light on my feet.
Yeah.
You know, so we can snack after.
Exactly.
You know, you can give me some champagne or something, or, You know, like something super with like a lot of vegetables, so you don't feel real heavy. Right. You know, like you feel full but not like stuffed. So no carbs. No carbs. Maybe a little couscous. You know, something real. You know, something real light. You know, so that when I'm ready to get it popping, it's on and popping.
That's all I'm saying. Listen, yeah, I can't like. Yeah.
So we don't want to eat first. You know, I mean, I guess if you go out to dinner, there's a romantic dinner or whatever it may be. But, you know, like, I don't want to have...
That gives you lead time. Because, you know, when the dinner is actually a good idea. That's what I'm saying. Food makes it work.
So tell me your theory about dinner.
Okay. So you go to dinner, you have this good food. Remember now, you get good proteins.
What's your meal? What's your meal? Tell me your meal.
Like good meats, red meats.
Like
steak.
Like
steak, yes. Right? Steak.
All right.
And don't have the potatoes, have a salad.
Okay.
Because that's going to help to just move everything through your system a little better.
Right.
And the protein doesn't like rush to your system and make you feel up and then good.
And tired,
protein gives you a nice slow burn.
Okay.
So by the time you get finish your drinks and whatnot, you get home, you take the drive home, the anticipation is building. By the time you get there, that protein is like, pow, already.
And that fiber is like, pow, I got to go to the ladies' room. Excuse me, Tyrone. Excuse me, Tyrone.
No.
Like, excuse me, Tyrone, I have to go and freshen up.
No, the veggies are gonna balance it off. Like if you eat the potatoes, then yeah, you're definitely gonna need to go to the loo. I mean,
right, to the loo.
You know, makes everything take a time to get there. So you have all the alcohol and and everything mixed, and so you're drinking, and the steak keeps your stomach like really nice and full. So you're not gonna get tipsy. You're gonna be fully functional, but you're still gonna have your little buzz.
Right.
And so yeah, when you're ready.
Okay. I like that whole scenario. I literally walked through the scenario with you hand in hand, and I endorse that. But for me, like, I like post-sex snacks. Like, and I'm a charcuterie girl. I like a good board, right? I'm a board girl, right? So yes, I would do that. But if I'm like, okay, so if it's like a dating situation, I don't mind like eating heavier earlier, so that when it's time to go out at 7, 8. I mean, I'm 42 years old. I like to be in the house. I like to be in the house by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like, we're not trying to be out till 11 o'clock and then come home, have sexy time, and then and then
I'm still getting back home at midnight.
Yes, all right. Better you than me, but no, not me. So I'll eat earlier, and then for dinner have something a little bit lighter. And then this isn't the dating scenario. This isn't in the relationship scenario. This is in the dating scenario. And then, my story is not as visual as your story. I'm like, you get home and, you enjoy it. And then afterwards, you're like, babe, you want a sandwich or you want a snack? And then I will eat. So yeah, that's my story. That's my story. Look at me being shy. Like, that's my story.
Mimsy says she needs her sleep too. Okay, I agree. So you take a nap, or you eat, and then how does it work? Like you take a nap and then you eat, and then like why are we?
What do you mean you take a nap post coitus?
Yeah.
No.
No.
We go to the loo. No, you have a snack right after, like after you like breeze off a little bit, and then you go and you have a snack, and you go and you have some water, some sparkling water, and you just relax.
Some wine and some blueberries in it.
Hello, good morning. I love that. And that's that. But I like. I mean, I like a little nibble. Do you? No, I'm going to ask you. I'm asking you a question. Since you want to ask me questions, do you nibble while having, sexy time? Is there strong? I don't even understand how this got into from food to mood, but into sex.
This is us.
So let's
talk
about this. Are we having fruits and mango and strawberries and champagne and fun time? I like that sort of stuff. Like I like
I like champagne. And
I'm talking about during what do you call that? What do you call that before penetration? What do you call that again? Like foreplay.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
what do you call that thing again? It's been a while.
What's
What do you call that place again that you go for before you go to the party? Foreplay. So, during foreplay, is there I love that, fruits and vegetables and
again, really light, because I don't want to. I'm okay with alcohol, some champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if into strawberries and stuff like that, but I'm an experience, so I don't want to get distracted with food. I feel
I do.
I don't know. So let's focus.
So we don't get into the chocolate and the honey and all of that other sexy stuff. No, not so much. It's dirty.
Yeah. What do you think is the laundry?
I don't care. I'll do them sheets. It's okay.
Okay. Listen,
Let's stay focused.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What are the comments saying? I can't see.
The comments are saying, what'd she say? She said she would. I lost it. I just saw some comments. Okay, somebody's laughing. Somebody else is saying, eat, sexy time, sleep before midnight. All of that before midnight. Are you kidding me?
Who says eat sexy time and then sleep before midnight? Yes, because that's my girl. Because she knows that we need our rest.
Listen,
don't worry. Once you go over 40, then you will understand. You understand?
Lord, let me enjoy while I have it.
Girl, take it while you have all that energy, because it's after. It's okay. Let's we got to get up in the morning. We got to go to work. Let's get it going.
And see, that's what Sundays are for. Sundays for slowness.
Let's talk about Sundays. Can we talk about Sunday? That whole, for me, I feel like Sundays are a big pressure day where food is concerned, because it's okay, not me so much, but when I get more into a domestic situation and live with a boy, live with a boy again, and those kind of things, there is this pressure of Sunday lunch, and where I just like that, eat what I eat and relax myself and so on and so forth. But I see Sundays as being kind of lounge days, relax, turn over, do a little something, get up, make a little brunch, go back down, clean up before bedtime and go to sleep. What do you think? How do you feel about Sundays, sexy Sundays?
Retweet everything you just said. Because Sundays is supposed to be nice and slow and relaxed, and
so you don't feel that West Indian woman pressure to create a Sunday lunch?
The Sunday meal with macaroni pie
and stew chicken and plantain
and
potato salad, potato salad and all that other stuff.
I think it's a wonderful thing to do. Some Sundays I actually do that, do the whole thing, make chicken, rice and peas, but I don't feel like I have to do it all of the time.
Right.
My ideal situation, right, and I know you won't be able to do it every single week, but I feel that get up in the morning, have a nice breakfast, a nice full breakfast, y'all chill, have something watermelon juice and vodka.
So we're having cocktails. Are we having cocktails on Sunday?
Okay. Sunday morning, and then y'all chill and clean and catch up with whatever you need to do. Personally, I don't like cleaning on the weekends. I like to do it on a Friday or Thursday night. So
right.
I come into the weekend with my space nice and clear and clean. I don't have to feel rushed to do that. The only thing I want to do as housework on the weekend is laundry, because you can't really get away from that.
Right.
But yeah, so, and then you go out to lunch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know I can't do that all the time, but that's my ideal thing. You get nicely dressed and you go out to lunch and y'all sit and talk. Girl, I'm here for this life of luxury. I don't gotta work hard.
Well, it's coming. It's here. It's already here. It's already here.
So at least once a month, that's what I want. Just that. Just the nice, slow, sexy Sunday. Absolutely no.
I love that phrase, slow, sexy Sunday. That needs to be a vibe. That needs to happen. Babe, if you're listening, slow, sexy Sundays are happening.
Wink if you're listening.
I can't see the comments.
God. Listen, we got off topic. Let's talk about these triggers that make us overeat, though. Like, what do you? We started talking about some of the triggers that would usually make you overeat.
Well, for me, I have anxiety, right? So, usually if I'm overwhelmed, I eat. Usually if I'm overwhelmed in life, if I'm overwhelmed in work, I would eat. And I would eat things. I would eat home food. I call it home food. What happened?
Right.
Every time you laugh, I'm like, what are they saying?
I said wink if you're listening. And the guys are winking in the comments. Behave yourself. You better behave.
I forgot my train of thought. I forgot my train of thought. Anyhow, but I yeah. So I just but not to the point. Like for me, I know my boundaries. You know what I mean? I know when it's okay. Are you putting on too much weight? Let's get it going. I put on weight when I'm very happy. I get that love weight.
Oh, do you?
I do. I do, but I don't get very skinny when I'm going through a lot of stress either. I just get kind of normal. All right, let me explain the love Zara to you, right?
The
love Zara, right? So the first 3 months, I'm super excited. So my metabolism is popping, body looking great, like this, looking lovely, tummy is flat. Girl, when that 6-month hit and I'm just glowing and juicy and just happy and and just succulent and soft and so on. It's just like, okay.
You look like a big woman. I
look ripe for the picking. I look ripe for the picking. But then after about 3 months of that, I'm like, okay, bitch, you got to get it together. You got to get on the treadmill. This is not working. Your clothes are not fitting. Your shorts are not fitting. Nothing works anymore. And you got to get it together. Because fitness is very important to me. So in whatever capacity I can do it, I will do it. But there's a moment in that love where it's just like, all I want to do is eat and talk to you. That's it.
They always on the phone, eat and talk to you. Yeah.
I just want to eat and talk to you, and just have a great time. And it's lovely. I think that when you're just plump and just sweet and nice, you're like Miss Jolene, how the mango is sweet. The mango is very sweet and plump and nice, and then afterwards we'll clean it all up after a while. It's just like, okay, I'll get back on track a little bit, but it's lovely, Do you put on love weight?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do, yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody in the comments put on love weight?
Sorry?
I was checking the comments to see if anybody else puts on love weight.
Oh, yes. Guys, give us some hearts if you do put on love or weight. Is that familiar? They say when your mind rests. In Grenada, they say when your mind rests, you get there.
Yes.
Then you're in a relationship and you settle down.
I think it's lovely. Yeah, I think it's love for a time. For a time, yes, for a time. I mean, I promote fitness. I promote being well and taking good care of your body and those kind of things. But for that little bit of time, it's okay to be a little juicy. And I think guys don't care that much unless they're super fit and really into fitness hard, where they want you to be skinny. But I think they like it.
I've known who into fitness still don't really go
impose.
Hard,
they don't impose.
It's her body.
Yeah.
I tell you, for me, when it comes to triggers, so I know personally when I put on weight most when I am angry and when I'm sad. So when I get when I get really sad, I eat a lot. When I get fish, ooh, he loves the juiciness.
Who loves the juiciness?
Mimsy. Mimsy says she loves the juiciness. Then somebody says, I'm in a situationship, so no love weight yet.
Can we have next week episodes about situationships, please? Thank you.
Let's do it. I'm here for it.
I
am here for it.
100%. But
yes, that's what we're doing, guys. So tune in next week. Let's talk about.
Wait a minute. I know we want to talk about your triggers, but what was her comment about situationship? She's not getting any weight because she's in a situationship.
No, he's saying it's a guy, and he's saying he is. I'm in a situationship, but no love weight as yet. So no love weight as yet.
But is a situationship a relationship?
I'm kind of feeling like it is.
And do men really put on love weight? Men, can we confirm or deny if we put on love weight, please?
Sound off in the comments.
Yes,
do
thank you.
You guys put on weight from love?
Yes. If it's just a Zara thing, which it could be, or if it's a woman thing, or if it's a both men and women thing.
It happens with women because in Grenada they tell you you're minorist when you see the voluptuousness.
When you're looking real like
Rose.
Rosy.
Yeah, you're minorist. Yeah, you're minorist.
I'm like, I gotta drop 10 pounds.
That's when he does that. He just start running on like up and down like a crazy woman because I'm not going down like that. Good. I love you, but I'm not gonna get fat.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'm not. Yeah, no, I will lose it after. But yes, back to your triggers.
Yeah, right. So I was telling you, for me, that happens. Also, like you said, when it comes to the time of month, I have all these super weird cravings, cravings that you must eat certain weird things. I want to eat everything my mind could think about. 1 minute thinking about chocolate, next minute thinking about KFC, next minute it's just you just need to eat a whole lot of food. That's that week before.
Right. Really?
Yeah, I have that. But I've been able to manage it now because I realize it's hormonal.
Yes.
Thing that I've been dealing with, and I've had struggles with my hormonal health. And since I started dealing with that, the cravings for salty and sweet stuff around a certain time has dramatically decreased. I'm able to just
wonderful.
Drink water and handle it a lot better.
Right.
But when I realized that I was eating my feelings, I started again, and so self-awareness is really important because at a certain point you have to realize, what the hell, why am I, something piss you off or somebody start you off or you start feeling tired, and instead of you go to bed, you go and you cook a whole lot of food. My favorite thing was pilau. I posted it on Instagram today. So pilau
yes, I saw that.
Pilau is my comfort food. I love pilau.
Okay.
I would cook, get up, feeling a type of way, and 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, I just go and start cooking pilau. I would do that.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Like if something is on mine, I can't sleep. I'm like, okay, good. Let me go cook some food. And just, I rationalize with myself that I'm preparing for the next day. So
yes.
At least I don't have to do it when I get home. And I would just cook a whole set of food.
So you may not necessarily emotionally eat, but you emotionally cook.
Well, I emotionally cook and then I emotionally eat.
Oh wow!
I would do that. Well, I used to do that,
right.
And with therapy and with journaling and because again, journaling helps you track the behaviors.
Right.
I'm like, this is why I'm doing this. This particular interaction,
right,
will trip me up so much. I'm like, I need to do something, and I put it into food, and then I realized it's not healthy to me.
Definitely.
I do not feel great afterwards.
Yes.
I love pilau, and I still love pilau, and I would never tell shame people for eating any type of food, because food is a beautiful thing. So go ahead and eat your food. Just know that it's not a way to escape the anger or the pain or the sadness or whatever else is causing you to not deal with the particular issue. So to find a way to connect to what really causing the upset or what's causing you to want to take action. Sadly, or it's a good thing that when you want to take action, don't just take action in unhealthy ways. Like take action to deal with what really bothering you. Somebody you need to tell off or tell something to, like, get your courage up and speak your mind about it,
or find a different outlet in order to get out those feelings.
Find outlets. Go to the beach, which has always been a happy thing for me. So I just started doing that more, like going to the beach. Like I start feeling like I'm not feeling so good. I recognize that I'm not, being my best self. I'm overthinking on a process. I'm like, you know what, shit, I'm going to the beach today. And you feel better.
Right.
And that might be different things for different people. That might be gardening. That might be hanging out with friends. That might be something else.
Right.
But just finding a healthy replacement, I find is really good. Yeah. But yeah, triggered. Whenever I get vexed, whenever I get sad.
You want to eat. Yeah. Just cuss when I'm upset and just.
I would categorize that as healthy.
Well,
other people out.
I don't know, but we're working through it. We're a work in progress every day.
We are.
Yeah, we're working in progress every day. I would love for us as a community to eat better. There was a point in time in my life where I traveled to Turkey, and eating Mediterranean food was the first time that I've ever felt healthy, full. There's a difference between feeling full and unhealthy, macaroni pie, rice and peas, stewed chicken, home food, comfort food, soul food, Caribbean soul food. And then there is that healthy full, where it's light but still filling, and that was the first time in my life that I experienced that, because of the Mediterranean diet. And that was the first time that I went on vacation and didn't put on any weight, didn't feel overstuffed. And it was just like, God, I got to come back and work out because we had such a good time eating all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. So, what I would love for us as a community is to understand and learn to create, and don't mind me, I still eat pilau and I still eat rice and peas and macaroni, I still eat soul food, but I know the difference on healthy full versus comfort full, and when I do comfort eat, it's home food I want macaroni, I want the macaroni pies and all of that. Right. I want the soul food, but I think it's also important for our family and for our community to understand what it is to be healthy full, and the body can
you could go a little more into like what were the exact things that you were having. Mediterranean is like the pita.
Mediterranean is like naan or pita. They also had very grainy breads, like very hard bread, olives, dried meats, cheeses, a good olive oils, balsamic vinegars.
Those bites, really it was gut.
More. It's very good for your gut. It was more. It was more things you would see on like a charcuterie board versus just like eggs and even with the bread wasn't processed bread. It was like crusty bread. Again, the different oils, lots of spices, and the spices are good for your system because it helps to break down the food in different ways, and it helps to absorb particular nutrients in the food. And when you're eating a lot of different things, you get full faster.
Yes.
And it was lovely. There was teas, there wasn't a lot of soda, or juices. And if the juices, they were very like light juices. There wasn't a lot of like orange, and the orange juices were like fresh juices. They weren't from the box or whatever maybe. So having that experience and having my body understand what that's supposed to feel like, I know the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
I am so glad you said that because when you were talking about the Mediterranean food, it brought to memory. There's a restaurant down here that I believe it's Mediterranean, right? But like pita bread. There's a meal he
Mm-hmm.
prepares with lamb
Mm-hmm.
and pita bread and like this
And
salad.
yogurt. Yes,
And
and with the yogurt. Yeah, it's a shawarma. They call it a shawarma, I
so
think.
good.
Yeah, it's
And
really
you're
good.
right. You feel the goodness going through
Yes.
you.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And they just opened up a Turkish Mediterranean restaurant here in St. Vincent Cloada. And there's wonderful hummus and like, it's just the way that it's cooked is amazing, and you don't feel over, you feel good. You feel good.
That's important. So
So,
that's a way we can help ourselves to deal with eating. Eating for a good mood is to
yes.
eat those kind of foods that is not hard on your body to digest.
Full
You
of
you have
vitamin D, green leafy
right,
vegetables, all those things
and
that are
just
going to fill you
fill you
fill you
up.
with goodness. Mhm.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
important. Mimsy saying she eating chicken wings right now, but no, she's done.
Girl, from where? From
So I asked her
where?
to share it, and she's like, she's finished.
She's
She's done
finished.
eating it. Girl, so why you teasing us?
The
Why you
best,
teasing
the
us on the live? Come now.
I love me. Listen, I love that. That is one of the things that I absolutely adore. Dried chicken wings. I don't need anything on it. I just would eat dried chicken wings. They're so good, but I don't eat it quite often. But I do love them very much. Definitely.
I like wings too, yeah, but I can't remember the last time I had that. I've been trying to like be healthier with food overall. So for the last
Yeah.
maybe about 3 months,
Okay.
I've been doing like substituting one meal with a liquid meal. So
Okay.
I always like do a smoothie or something.
Yeah.
And
How's that
yeah,
going?
it's going really good. It's
Are
the
you an
first
angry dieter? Like when you diet, do you get angry?
listen.
Yes.
So
That's a
the
yes.
but the first time, not the first time I did. So the first time I did a detox diet kind of thing, and I did it with a Nancy all as well. So big up to you, girl, if you're on the line. But if not, it's a great place in Grenada if you're looking for a detox.
What's the
Um,
name?
and Nancy all as well.
Nice. I'm
She
gonna see that as
has
well.
these really great diets that set you. So you can do a 3 day, a 7 day, whatever. But you
Reset
do it,
Zero
and
system.
it she gives you full support. So you have three. It's built around 3 smoothies a day. You have turmeric shots to help curb your hunger and whatnot, and coconut water and stuff like that. And she
Mm.
also gives you support in terms of when you're detoxing. It's so amazing, and I love how our body is connected to our spirituality and our feelings and our emotions. So the first day usually is not terrible because I guess your body realizes what's really happening. The second and third day is like shit. You hate
Wow.
everything. You hate everyone. When I told her how I was feeling, she's like, "Yeah, that's okay. That's how you people normally feel." I'm like, I am so angry. I do not
Right.
want to. I don't want to talk to anybody. But it's like you're literally just shedding layers
Right.
of stuff. And
That's what I'd love to do. I'd love to have a detox weekend where we go out in the bush and just
I do a yoni steam.
and do yoni steams and detox and just have like soups and salads and or just
Right?
all raw food, but like
Right.
prepared for us so that it's
Yes.
better, because when it's prepared for you it's better, and
Yes.
just take a 3 days, go away for the 3 days, and then come back fully detoxed.
I agree. Transform, reform, ready to face the world again. Or not.
Yeah. Happy Brown Girls needs to have that.
Let's do it. Do a retreat.
You
I'll
gonna
come
come
over to
over?
St. Vincent.
Do
Hell yeah. The world open me
not,
up.
I'm a planner. Well, you don't know I'm a planner, but I'm a planner. Like, I will get this party started tomorrow.
Look, we have people that roll around with somebody saying, yes, I'm down for that. So you see?
Who said that? Who said that?
Nikki Gaga. That's
Nikki Gaga. Nikki. No, it's Miss Nikki. Miss Nikki, Women's
Oh,
Haven.
Miss
Yes.
Nikki. Hey,
Hey,
Nikki. See?
girl. Say vagina.
Yeah.
You say vagina.
Why I gotta say it?
Say it.
Hey, Miss Nikki, honey.
You know, so yes, because I'm doing a detox now, but it's more so like it doesn't encompass everything. It doesn't encompass all the foods and everything.
Right.
But I think we need to kind of go up in the mountains and have a detox moment and like roll and roll around butt ass naked and just under the full moon. Nikki's down. Nikki's down. Anybody else down? Raise your hand. Send the heart. Send them likes.
Them services would be like, who's that, Sarah? Them crazy women up in the woods.
Crazy women up in the bush. But I tell you, when we come out of the bush, we'll be better women for it. Guaranteed.
Wow. Somebody wants to know if men can join the retreat.
No. Who said that?
No. So no guy weekend.
No man allowed. Not to that one. Not to that one.
I am for it. Come in, girl. I'm gonna take it done by already. Just tell me when.
And the next year we'll have a couples retreat, so the men can come with their partners, and then that'll be lovely. But anyhow,
saying a sacred woman retreat, and Nikki Gaga is apologizing to Big Nine. That's a meal. So
okay. Sorry. So sorry, boo. We'll have a couples retreat. You could bring your partner. Definitely, there will be no nakedness.
At least not that we don't see.
Not from us.
We don't need to see any of that. So remember,
I love that the men are participating. That's really great. Shout out to the guys on the live. You know, you guys are really coming through tonight. Definitely.
Shout out to the men.
Let's
talk about that. Let's talk about
this. Yes. Do you think that men emotionally eat like women?
They not only emotionally, and so we were going to talk about the other things that people do that triggers people to do as well, and we didn't really get into that. But I think men emotionally drink, especially because alcohol.
Do you think they emotionally drink more than women?
Yes, because it's more socially acceptable for men to drink. Like you become a man, so you're drinking. That's more socially acceptable. Now women are getting out here and you're seeing a lot more women drinking and whatnot, but the shame and social eyebrow raising at women drinking is not as profound when it comes to men drinking. Like men always do it. Like they emotionally drink. A lot of guys. I see it in you see it in rural communities. You see it with like across the board. So people who are doing well, and you see them in a certain place, and you see them staggering out of it, and like, this guy is, Mr. Who and Who. What the hell? But nobody really say anything or talk about it the next day, because men, it's okay, and sometimes they're nursing wounds from relationships or unfulfilled needs at work, and that's something all the guys cover up. Like they drink to cover up the emotional,
whatever emotional. Yes,
whatever.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
It's unfortunate, but I think when it comes to drinking and sex, like, men have more leeway to use those things to cover up emotional issues than women. Definitely.
Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but the good thing is when we have conversations like this, we open the door to let people tell us how they feel about that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that men? What?
He says, surprisingly, men emotionally drink wine.
A lot. There are some men that do emotionally drink wine, and it's not just hardcore liquor.
I catch some shade in that comment, Zara. I know, but I feel like I feel like they're throwing shade at us for drinking
Oh,
wine.
so the men are in our comments throwing
This
shade.
is this is a
Y'all are
now.
lucky I can't see.
I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit of shade coming in.
Well, I mean,
But
you
yeah,
made
tell me.
you made the correlation between sex and emotional distress and the acceptance within the community. So do you think that a man that is out there just laying it down all over the place, do you think that there's something else going on? Or and hopefully the men can chime in also. Could it be just sex, or do you think that it's more emotionally triggered
It's
to
absolutely
have
emotional.
multiple partners and just kind of like out there and just, you know.
It's emotional.
Mm.
Promiscuity is one of the ways that people. It's like I heard it put once as it's as traumatic as somebody cutting themselves because you're
Mm.
emotionally inflicting this pain because you want to feel something else. So going around just sleeping with this person and that person and that person, and you think that you're laying it down and you're giving them what they need and da da da, is one of the loudest cries for help. Because if you, it's emotionally unhealthy, it's physically unhealthy.
Mm.
It's you,
Right.
so it's a cry, and unfortunately we live in societies where generally people allow men to be crying in the streets and nobody looks at them. Men are
Right.
yelling their heads out, I need help, like help me. It is
Right.
not normal for somebody to be just be sleeping this person, sleeping that person, sleeping that person, sleeping that person. Something is going on. And when you go deeper, you realize a lot of these guys have emotional wounds from
Childhood.
when they're
From
young, like
from
abandoned by
childhood.
their fathers,
Yes. Yes.
um, abandoned by their mothers, molested by the caretakers, the people who their mothers would
Right.
have left them in
Molested by
childhood,
their friends.
molested by their friends.
Yes.
It is like, oh, somebody's okay. Hold on, sorry. Let me just go back to see. I think it's a very contextual topic, and we have to dissect instead of generalizing. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. But just we're not. We should dissect, and maybe let me see if this who the
I,
person is. Ask them a little more. Con- Todd Lewis. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It is. It
well, this
is
is
not
this is why we need men to chime in
chiming in, so we can get the
and
perspective we need. We all have
definitely.
that friend who is a little promiscuous and, well, not little, but who might be doing more, and you wonder, does he need like sometimes it's just a conversation. Sometimes a
Right.
suggestion to go, to go to therapy.
Right.
Sometimes, but if you know that there's a possibility that that person might be doing this because of an emotional need, then you're
Mm.
better able to be a friend to them and to help them. Even if you don't know all of the ways to help them, but you might be able to, point them in that direction. I don't know. What are
Fair
your thoughts?
enough.
What do you
My,
think?
I am of two minds because, you know, sometimes with men, they are just going through something or trying to work through something and they're just having a moment. And in that moment, they are exploring every option,
Right.
and as women, sometimes if it's in the words of Kevin Samuels, high value man. They have many, 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 many. Actually, you don't even have to be a high value man to have many, 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 many options.
No, girl.
Um, and whilst they're working through their issues or whatever changes they may be going through, they just may just not care and just go balls to the wall. To say it's healthy or unhealthy, it may just be a through way for them to sort of sort through. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that may be what's happening. Now, if
Right.
it's a person that you see is just constantly unable or constantly in that space of just constant chaos and just always cheating and carrying on and with a whole bunch of woman and those kind of things, it's a little bit more, it's definitely deeper, you know
Right.
um But I think for men and sex, it's not as emotionally connected as it is for women.
True,
You
absolutely.
know, and there could be a guy who just went through a breakup and just wants to sleep with a whole set of women and just, you know, in the mood to just let live free, you know. So with men and sex, it's, you know, I'm gonna need a whole sexologist and he needs to be a man.
We have to find one. We should find one to get on this on the show. So let me just read
Yes.
some comments before we go ahead. I've seen that Big Nine is
I
saying egoism is certainly not emotional. And then, oh my gosh, phone, please do it.
agreed with that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
agree. And then Todd is saying there are some men who are just built that way versus one who is doing it from an emotional need. This is true.
Agreed.
Definitely. Hashtag
Yes.
definitely deeper. And then Big Nine
Hold on.
says
Todd put
nice.
hashtag definitely deeper.
Definitely deeper is a hashtag. Nice explanation from the other side of the fence. Okay. Good, Tasty. Good, good,
Definitely
good, good.
deeper.
You know something you said about men being able to do it without the emotion, because men are just better able at compartmentalizing their feelings.
Definitely. Agreed
Like
100%.
is like how with females you need to like, well, not always, but you
I
need to
think
like,
there's some. I think that there are like a good set of females that can also compartmentalize.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, you
but
know, I haven't met one yet, but I know that they're out there.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
But guys just they're like they're built to do that stuff. Like they
Well,
just
I mean, you know, we all have our superpowers. We all have our superpowers. I think with men, you know, sex is
that's
not.
one of them.
You know, I mean, you know, we're veering away, but it's always, you know me, I love talking about relationships and those kind of things. But I just feel like men, not all men, but you know, there's some men that it can just be very blasé about sex, and it could
Mm-hmm.
be an act of release. Other men, it could be very spiritually connected, and you know, and love making and all of those things. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, then there are men that make the choice. They make the
Yeah.
choice to say, okay, well, you know what, this is the person I want to do monogamy or whatever, whatever. And then there's those who have open relationships
So
that I'm like, go on, enjoy your
those
life.
people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're talking about food and other indulgences, sex and alcohol being the other indulgences. But like, what do you think is is a way of dealing with people who recognize, look, I might be overindulging in those areas, like put me on the spot. What do you
What
think?
What do I think about people that indulge? You want me to wait for the comment or?
Yeah, let me just read this comment real quick. Yeah, men agreed. Men are better at compartmentalizing. And how much men do you know in your life that just openly express themselves all the time?
Not many.
Not many,
Not
but we
many.
appreciate those who do.
Yeah, we do. And those who don't, I think that it's important for us to give them the space to learn how to.
Yeah.
I you know, I mean, I'm not a big pusher on raising men. You know, I think that if you're
Right.
lacking in something, you need to do the work in order to get yourself where you need to be. But I do believe that as Black women, it's important to support, especially Black men, and give them that support that they need in order to be great. You know, we need to be there to be great, and we're not here to get mistreated and treated poorly by Black men. But I think that, you know, as a community, we kind of dash each other away so easily when, you know, I think that they do need the support in becoming great.
Yeah.
Back to your question. Run that question by me one more time. No,
Um,
your initial question.
so for people who do overindulge in things like eating or sex or drinking, like what do you think? How can we
Hmm.
like guide them to do something better? What can they do? Like,
Well, I think that as far as like help, or if we have a friend or a partner that we see, okay, you know what, you're going through something, I find that you're out drinking, getting drunk all the time, or again, sex for me. I'll go down the pathway of alcohol, like drinking
Right.
and overindulging in that, because again, sex is a little bit,
It's touchy.
excuse me, it's a little bit touchy. But I also feel like if the person doesn't see that there's anything wrong with their behavior, then it's going to be very hard for them to make any changes unless something happens that changes their trajectory. Something serious that can change the trajectory of the path or the emotional movement that they're doing. It's very hard. It's very hard to, I've seen alcoholism and I've seen what it can do to relationships, to marriages, to homes. And, it's really just the person that can make that decision to make those changes. You can say, okay, you know what, babe, I think you're really drinking too much. And, this is not really what we have as our plan. And, those kind of things to bring the attention, but to really make the change, it has to be that person to see it. And then therapy is really taboo for men in our community. So it's very difficult. And they actually want us to be their therapist. They want us to help them fix it. But at the end of the day, I am not a therapist. So I will not fix it. That's where I draw the line in a relationship. If you can recognize that there's something majorly wrong with your behavior or what's happening within our relationship, I will not sit and coddle us through, to the solution. We have to be able to get the help from the professional in order to make the necessary changes.
That's why they exist. And I think if he's willing to do that, shows a level of love and maturity and respect for you. Because, if you respect me and if you care about me, then you shouldn't want to put something on me that's not my responsibility. I'm gonna be here with you. I'm gonna, I'll be a cheerleader. But at the end of the day, like you said, it has to be a decision that you make to go. Yeah. And if you want to talk about it after, we can talk about it. And when I see things that are changing, I would be there giving a positive reinforcement. I see you handling this better, babe. I see you. That's me.
I've been a therapist for years. I was a therapist in a relationship, and it was horrible. It was exhausting. It was draining. It was also very traumatic, because I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped to be a therapist, No. So yeah, it was terrible. So those are one of my hard no's. That's a hard no for me, because I'm very sensitive. And so for me to put myself in that space where I have to give and give and give, it's exhausting.
It is.
So that's really a hard no for me in the future.
That's a good boundary, babe.
Yeah, thank you.
Somebody's saying, ooh, I just missed that comment. What just happened? Oh, there's a comment and I just missed it. Oh my God. What happened? All right, let me see that. If I get it back, I will read it. Somebody was talking about social drinking and alcoholism. And I saw part of it, but I'm not seeing it again. What's going on? Okay, good. Oh, hey, Nazaria, we're almost done. You're just joining, honey. Welcome. Oh, and I just want to shout out to everybody who's on the live right now. Thank you guys so much for the support, because while we're doing this, let's talk about this. This is a great way to spend your Tuesday afternoon. We love and appreciate you for doing it. And remember, you can win free digital credit. Kizzy Francis, I can repeat the comment.
Hey,
yes, please, honey. Can you? And so yeah, if you're just joining, remember you can win free digital credit simply by taking a screenshot of the Digital Go Loud app. Let us know that you're on direct Zara if you are in SVG, and if you're in Grenada, direct message me, and we'll be sending you credit just like that. Zara won't be sending; she'll be raining the credit because that's what she likes to do.
I'm trying to give it away. Y'all embarrassing me in St. Vincent and Grenadines. I'm just like, nobody wants my free. They're like, I don't want that girl's free credit.
But it's free, no strings attached. We just really want you to get to the Digital Gold app because it's an amazing space for Caribbean content creators like ourselves. Okay, so Kizzy repeated. She said there's a thin line between social drinking and alcoholism in our culture, and that is completely true. There's a thin line, sometimes so thin that we don't even recognize it. You know, alcoholism could get brushed under the rug for years before people realize that this person have a real problem. They just think, he does wild outs when he go out. So he has drink a lot of rivers, he has blah, blah, blah. And they laugh.
And then there's this excuse where it's okay, well, I don't drink during the week, but on the weekends I'm spending $500-$600 for the weekend,
Yeah.
For me, that's a major problem.
That is.
That's a major problem. So, it is overindulgence. It is overindulgence. And as a partner, you sort of have to recognize that and,
absolutely
try and figure out how it can be more of a balanced relationship.
And that's the other thing about overindulging, like the financial impact it has on you and your relationships. Because even in overeating, like you're eating a lot of like rich like decadent food and whatnot, and though you might go out a lot, that runs up. That's money.
Yes, it is. It can get expensive, definitely.
And, sex. The guy who have 5 different girls to have sex with. Sex is expensive, even if you don't.
Sex is expensive.
Hello, if you have to go out every time, you have to get a little black. I don't know them kind of girls they're going out with, but like, let's say you have to go out every time you go out with one. That is money and time. That racks up. I don't know, girl, but I'm just saying that takes a lot, and it will have a strain on your relationships because if you are trying to build
those guys that are having that kind of sex with those girls like that, they're not trying to build anything. They're not trying to build anything. They're just having a good time.
Well, I guess.
Build. When you have three women, you can't build. Build what?
Yeah, sure.
Chaos.
That's a good one. That would be exactly what they will be putting together.
I finally got the comments. I probably had to brighten up to open up my computer. So.
Oh my God! But you would not believe what just happened. My phone gave me a signal for 5%.
All right. Well, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. I think we're gonna have to wrap, girl. What do you think? We could wrap.
It's 10:39. You can
still
get 5 more minutes. I mean, the comments are lit. I feel like this is the first time in a long time. I mean, we have
and we owe them an extra hour because of last week. So let me.
Well, I don't know if we could go an extra hour. Let's go another 15 minutes. Hopefully, the 5% can win us 15 minutes. And
it probably wouldn't. Let me just run get my charger, and so you just give me 2 seconds. Let me just grab that. Do you mind?
I don't mind. I'll look at the comments.
Smiling.
I'll look at the comments and see who's saying what. Todd Lewis, sex is expensive. I thought it was for free. Nothing in life is for free, darling. Everything you got to pay for. Let's see here. Unless all women agree to share. Well, there are some women that believe that that's okay. We all live in a society with women like that. So building a platform. Yes, plug in the phone, please. Nikki says plug in the phone, please. I mean, you ready?
Not yet. Almost. Okay.
All right.
Okay, I think I got it. I got it. By George, she's got it. Let me see.
I finally got somebody that went in my DM to
You
get
did?
credit.
Yes! Did you say, look at us being your ambassadors?
I hope they give it to me now after all of these weeks.
Yes. So Grenada, don't disappoint me, no, man. Grenada, don't disappoint me.
Grenada needs to step up. Let's go. Like St.
Come on.
Vincent. Okay.
So
I'm so proud.
Well done.
I gotta text them tomorrow. Like, give me that credit.
These are definitely overindulgence. And then let's see. Todd is laughing. Missy's laughing. Nikki's saying plug in the phone. All right. Okay. So look, everybody's laughing. Yay!
And we're having a good time.
We are.
Let me send through. Nikki, yes, please send through so I can give you guys some credit. Oh gosh, y'all are just embarrassing me all the time.
You know, Nikki's a good person to talk about. Nikki, can we put you on the spot, babe?
I don't know if she's gonna come on live, but we can definitely.
I would really love to hear her thoughts on people getting, like, using healthy alternatives for getting past overindulgence, because, you know, she's kind of into the health and wellness. I don't know what her experience might have something she can add to the discussion. She have no voice.
Well, let's see if she. I have no. You have no voice. Okay, well, type your feelings, type what you think, and then we will elaborate on that. You know.
But we really need to get somebody for that. The male.
We need a sexologist. I've been trying to get a sexologist for a very long time now, but you know, people are. You know, I'm gonna have to find a professional that's willing to come on live. You know, to talk about and we need the male perspective. It's very important. You know, women tend to speak to other women on lots of things that we really don't know anything about, or we just know what our feelings in regards to the subject is about. So, you know, it's important to kind of get the men go in and their viewpoint up, because we're both two smart women. We can we need to talk about sex. What you want to talk about? Let's go. We have
17 minutes. What do you want?
17 minutes.
What do you want to talk about sex? What are we talking about? Let's talk about this. Tell us what you want to talk about.
It always ends up here. I don't even understand how I get here, but it always ends up here.
Default setting.
Michelle, what do you want to now that I can see the comments? What do you want to talk about sex with? You want to talk about food and sex? You want to talk about fetishes and sex? Oh, next show. Okay, next show. All right.
No, we just did an idea for the next show, though.
It was situationships, which I have.
Well, that's gonna end up in sex anyway. So
it always ends up in sex.
Having situationships. What is a situationship? We will get a working definition of what it is.
It is. We'll hit the Google up. Hold on 1 second. Todd says, usually people talk about change in every aspect, but habits are hard to break. Why not talk about replacing a negative habit with a positive one? I agree. Absolutely. You know, yes. Okay. In regards to overindulgence, Todd, what do you think replacing, let's say, alcohol with, in order to? Because with alcohol, you get a different, well, I guess with all overindulgences, you get some sort of high from it. But alcohol is, because it's more socially accepted, it would be harder to change. But what do you suggest? We'll wait for him. Let's hear the women talk about sex. Big Nine Entertainment. Big Nine Entertainment is eating popcorn all night. Just eating popcorn. You see, now I can see. I can now interact with my people. Wonder who came up with the word situationships. Well, situationships has been around for centuries and centuries. Yes. It's just a new word. I think I started hearing situationships maybe around 2016, 2015. It was more of a trending word, but I mean, I'm sure people have been using it a little bit before then. I
probably came into it around 2019.
Yeah. No, I was clearly in one in 2016, so I remember. I remember it. Wow. I was like, what? I'm like,
Oh
what
my
are
God.
what are we?
The situationships.
Bitch, you was in a situationship. All right,
Shut
let's
up.
go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I
so
think
Todd
that
says today I was having a conversation that there's not enough to do in Vinci. So how about different hobbies that doesn't involve drinking? You can go to the gardens and chill as opposed to going to a bar or party. I totally 100% agree with that. In
yes.
St. Vincent, there isn't we don't even have a movie theater anymore, so like there isn't a lot of can go to the movies. There is it isn't a lot of options for um, even I wouldn't even say couples. I would just say like just people on a whole. If it's not
Right.
liming and drinking and vibes in, then it's nothing. Or going to somebody's home and then drinking or
There will
liming.
be drinking and food.
Yeah,
Because as in the Caribbean, we had to have food there. Anywhere you go. Um,
yeah.
but on another note, that's a business opportunity. To all the people in SVG, have a drive-in movie theater
Well, they're
and
supposed to be doing something like that this weekend, which I like a garden type of movie
okay,
thing. Yes, everything does end with drinking, and everything does
right.
end with talking about sex.
Yes.
Full stop. It's human nature. But yes, there is a business opportunity for it, and I think it's very necessary. Because it says nice
Yeah.
times with an eye roll. Too much nice times, and nice times always end in trouble. It always ends in trouble. You know.
Yeah, Kizzy
I,
is saying what you just said. She said there's a thing this weekend. It's so important for
yes.
adults. We never realize as adults that we kind of lose fun. So that's something that I want to look at and help to bring back into good, like healthy, fun
It's
ideas for
fun.
adults.
It's like no
It's
place
hard
you
to
can go rock climbing. You can go, obviously it's in the States, but in the States you can go axe throwing. You can go bike riding. You can go roller skating. Big
right.
Nine says he's running out of popcorn. That's said full staple vibes. I know. There's so many like not just coupley things, but
Hiking.
like wonderful things to do. Um, as with your partner or with your friends. It's hiking. We used to do a lot of hiking with Happy Brown Girls. Hopefully that will come in soon once
Oh,
once I'm
nice.
all up and running. Yeah, like there's not there's hiking clubs here in St. Vincent, but it's mainly like men.
Right.
And I miss our hikes at the nature trail too, Nikki. Soon come. We're gonna definitely be back on it.
Grenada has a fun group, but it's all about alcohol. My sister is in it.
Right.
During COVID, everybody was doing nature shit. Now
She said
we
my sister's
outside
in it.
and it's back to the rum. I love it because he's like during COVID, everybody was doing nature
We're
shit.
doing nature
Now
shit,
we outside,
and I'm
it's
just
back to the rum.
like,
Rum is back. Rum is
rum is
here. We're
back.
outside and rum is here. But back to what's talking about Grenada hash harriers. They hash, so they work out, they run through the trails, they visit the Zara Forest, and all over the place.
Right.
Like it's beautiful. I've gone a few times, like many, many years ago, and it's really fun. You get to explore Grenada in a whole different way. But the only thing is when they get back they have a whole lot of beers and food child. So like all the stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, I
good.
mean, when we had our nature walks, afterwards we would have mimosas. So is that
Right.
much different? Is it much different because it's fancier? I don't know, but you
Um
know,
but
yeah,
for
but again, but the premise, the foundation is there, so
yes.
I think that we need to kind of open up our spaces to more what who big nine he didn't realize so many pretty girls in the bush. Lord have mercy. Big Nine, what is Big Nine in here for? Tell me, Big Nine? That's your people, or that's not my people?
Oh
Big
my
Nine is your
god.
people. Big Nine,
I know him.
who
I
are
know him.
you? You do know him? All right.
Yeah. Oh my God, this guy. Ay, vey.
Ay, vey,
I need the
indeed.
mimosa hikes, please.
Cool.
Minimalist drinkers, we are. I love it. It sounds so
Yes.
fancy.
We are minimalist
Minimalist
drinkers.
drinkers.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely we will always have the mimosas at our hikes, definitely. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, I can't, it's hard. But you know, I just feel like there's space for there's space for more of those things.
Yeah,
There's space for more of those things here in
yeah,
in Vinci. And I feel like, you know, now that we're moving into more modern times and there's more like modern, like you know, the hotel industry is building up and all of that stuff. Hopefully there'll be more opportunities to do more fun things.
yes. Fun,
Definitely.
healthy things.
Fun, healthy things. Definitely.
And when it comes to overindulgence, so let's say like you're a person who does a lot, like I used to do a lot of emotional eating, and it's something that you might be feeling overwhelmed, because the thing about overeating or even drinking or whatever thing you're indulging in, right? When you try to get out of it, like sometimes you go into like this vicious cycle of guilt and you feel bad. Like you eat, like for me, I would eat a pillow and I'm like, oh my God, I just ate all this food. Why did I
What
eat
is
it?
with you and pillow? We need to
I just like
dig
I just
deeper
like
in that.
pillow is my escape.
I see that,
So
girl.
it was just, you would eat it and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't eat all this food. And then you know that you're trying to get past it, but the guilt that you just ate it makes you feel bad, and then you kind of want to go back and do something else again. So I just have to say, if anybody's struggling with any kind of indulgence that you feel might be
Overindulging. Yes.
overindulgent, first step is to stop feeling badly about it. We're all human. There are things that we are working through, and we all go through different things at different spots in our life. And just because you are having this difficulty right now doesn't mean that you're gonna have the difficulty 3 months from now. You know,
Agreed.
like, so don't beat yourself up. Don't think, well, oh my gosh, I'm always doing this. Because the minute you start thinking like that is the minute that shit is gonna manifest in your life. Like you need to start thinking like, I can move past it. I am, you know, this is just a behavior. It's not a definition of who I
It's a
am.
habit,
I
definitely.
am a divine, beautiful, wonderful, strong person, and you know, God loves me,
Yes.
and God appreciates me, and I appreciate myself. And like, you have to like hype yourself up and talk yourself through these kind of situations for you to move past them. And you will, and yeah, you'll have a relapse. Like one day, I might just decide, I just feel like eating pizza. I don't care what is happening. I'm going to move on.
Yeah. I mean, and once you understand where it's coming from, I think
Right.
that you can give yourself a little bit more grace.
Grace. It's always about that grace.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think you can give yourself more grace.
Ooh, Todd says it's dangerous. This is just a behavior.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that, Todd. Do we need to get Todd on the show though? Like, is he a like, no, I mean, if he is, then we can get him on the show because he has deep answers. I would. Sarah laughing a lot. Do we need to get him on the show? Because I mean,
no, we don't need to get him on the show.
She says no. She says no, Todd. No, but tell us about that, because that's actually something that I believe in. Like it's a behavior. It doesn't define me. I want to make myself, or I want to see myself doing something else. So I don't want to necessarily identify, well, I am a pilau eater and that's all I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. So you know,
I'm so sorry. I can't.
I'm a pilau.
You're a pilau. Well, girl, eat your pilau and enjoy it. And enjoy it when you can.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say Todd is a spectator. Todd is not coming on the show.
Some people use that statement as an excuse. Okay, I get what you're saying. He said some people use it as an excuse to continue doing what they're doing. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, you said don't kill him.
Yes.
I'm being short with the truth. He laughing. Hell no, sorry, but not me. Da, 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 da. Are you seeing it better? Because I have to like scroll with my finger.
I'm seeing. You want me to read it? Okay.
Yes, please, honey.
Some people use this statement as an excuse to continue doing what they're doing. It's not a very positive statement in changing unless you know what's the source of your problem and can correct it.
Right.
Yes, definitely. And it's just habits, and a lot of the times we garner habits growing up, and some of them need tweaking in order to create a particular result, and others need more deeper work depending on what the habit is attached to.
Right.
So it could be biting your nails, or it could be overeating, or it could be over drinking, it could be cutting yourself, it could be many different things. Auntie Zara looks pretty. What is she doing up? It's minutes to 11. My niece.
Aww. And now I'm not seeing the comments as I was seeing them earlier.
Big Nine says, can we really self-police after COVID-19? I think that we would, I believe that we can self-police better after COVID-19, because during COVID-19, we spent so much time with ourselves that I'm hoping that you have a better relationship with yourself post-COVID than pre-COVID, because hell, we were stuck for quite a long time.
Well, I hope Todd don't come get me for this, but I just believe that self-awareness.
Todd is not going to, I'm going to get you.
I seriously believe that one of the most important work we can do is self-awareness, like understanding ourselves. And sometimes we're so caught up trying to understand other people and other things and other systems, we don't take the time to really know ourselves and understand ourselves and understand the things that triggers us, which is when you understand the thing that triggers you, which I was able to do, because I know anytime I got angry or sad is when I wanted to go home and start cooking pilau. So it took awareness. And I think that after COVID-19 was supposed to be a great opportunity for people to take time to reflect and become more self-aware, but I'm not entirely sure that people were able to do that. A lot of people were escaping into Netflix. I agree. He says he agreed, wouldn't come and get me for that. Well, thank God. So I believe that in COVID-19, it would have been a great opportunity if everybody jumped on and they said, "Ooh, let me take the time to, be more self-aware, to journal." And if you're interested in journal, guys, remember you can get my journal on Amazon. You can purchase that. I have to make.
You're supposed to send. I'm definitely with it. You're supposed to send some over to St. Vincent.
I'm waiting on a shipment to come in, and then I'll send them off for you. I haven't seen the pack on. I have to send some down in Trinidad too. She asked me to send down 10 for her as well. So I'm gonna organize all as soon as my stuff reaches down. So don't worry, it's all good. So guys, go on Amazon and get this. You can jump into my link in my bio, and it takes you straight to Amazon, and you can support me by getting this journal. And you can become more self-aware by journaling.
I'm really ready. Send it over. Seriously, I think it'll be a great start for me, because journaling is a nightmare for me. But I think that if I have it's horrible.
I'll start posting journal prompts. Maybe once a week, I'll send some journal prompts up.
That'd be lovely
to help to get that thing going.
Get it going. Yeah. I need questions. I'm like a elementary journaler.
We'll take you through it, baby steps. As long as Todd won't get us. We don't want.
I cannot guarantee that.
Okay.
I can't guarantee that.
That's a good way to approach it.
Can we just?
Kizzy's saying something, but I can't see properly from over here. She's saying something about careful. Da, 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 da.
I have to be careful not to let the trauma and triggers run our lives. Yes, definitely.
It's true.
Definitely. I think that a lot of us become enslaved by the things that hurt us or have hurt us, and it's just a cycle over and over. You're in this kind of wind tunnel of just shit, and it's so hard to come out of it or get out of it because you're kind of in your mind with all of the trauma, you know. And it's hard, you know. I've had a lot of trauma, and you know, if I didn't continuously work on myself and move in order to move forward, you know, it would not have. It's a very unhealthy place, you know. And even when I talk about it, I stammer because it's really tough. Yeah, it is. You know, it really is.
We all have our things. We love that you're always willing to talk about it.
Because like I
remember a couple of episodes I said there's certain things that I just don't even feel good talking about. And that's my real authentic way of saying, like, it's not that I'm trying to hide, it's just I don't feel good talking about it. So, and I know it's just hard. It's just hard to, you go through things happen to you, you have ideas about the way things should happen, and it didn't, girl.
You know, to have those feelings and to have hurt feelings, it's really hard to express. But I found it more therapeutic to storytell or to express to others, because, you know, when you can relate to other people, when other people can relate to you, it makes it easier. You know, it makes it easier because you don't feel like you're alone. You know, so when I say it out loud for everybody to hear, it's not as hurtful as it is in my head or in my heart and my body, you know? Yeah. So it is what it is.
And every time you say, I never cease to be surprised at how, like, so the few times I open about things that hurt and that I overcame, that there's so much people close to you that you didn't even know they go through the same thing.
Yes.
And then they start talking about it. They're like, oh yeah, and this happened. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, we're not.
But the chances are the chances that it has happened to people around us are quite high, because we're all having similar experiences. You know, we're all in similar communities and that sort of thing. So the experiences would be similar, you know, but because we tend to manage ourselves alone in this world and don't think that, and the shame that's attached to particular things, you know, it becomes lonely, and that's when the shame and the trauma eats us alive, you know. So I just talk my shit, and you know, and and then feel better after, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
It'll come. Kizzy says, and expect that because trauma exists, the triggers are natural. Agreed. It's not natural. It's not normal. Being triggered and having anxiety are not normal. Stress is not normal. You know, I posted one. You know, my son is a teenager. He's just got into. He's going to be 14 in the summer. And just a quick story, story time. You know, and I had posted, there was a video with a teenage girl, and she goes into the car and she's having a full, mom, like, don't talk to me. What do you mean? And I put LOL Aiden, because, you know, he's now moving into a space of deep emotion, you know, and somebody expressed to me, oh, well, you know, that's rude, and like, oh, well, you know, our child can't talk back, and you know, they can express, but they shouldn't be so emotional about the way that they express. And I totally disagreed, because I'm like, well, you know, he's still a human, you know, and I'm not going to just like snuff him out or snuff out the way that he feels because of, you know, the way that he is able to or unable to express himself, because he's still a child, you know. So the fact that
go ahead. No, that's important.
It's very important, and culturally, you know, having a child that is vocal is wrong, or having a child that's able to say, you know, I don't appreciate that you did this to me, seems rude. But but it also creates anxiety. It creates anxiety. It creates trauma with the children when we snuff them out or beat them because they express the way that they feel, and so on and so forth. So them to bring back my point, them having feelings that are natural, we also have to be conscious of what's natural and what's unnatural, and where those anxieties and stressors come from in order to be able to change those habits in our lives.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
not to minimize it or to go about comparing trauma, because some people think, well, that's not a big deal. Like, your son or somebody might be upset about a child might be upset about something, and you think, eh. But when in our days we go through worse than that, and then why you still like, it's not to minimize
No.
their, or not, and not especially not to compare trauma, like, but that happening with you, but this going on with me, like, don't do that. Like, let them be
Yeah.
able to express
They
themselves.
have to. They have to. And I think we're shifting culturally, where um, before it used to be, be seen and not heard, or not be seen and not heard, and now with all of the tools that we, or like those are like white people things, or like, a child having an opinion is like a white person thing or whatever. And it's just like, no, it's a human thing because they're little humans,
Exactly.
So,
And the little humans navigating some very big emotions. Remember, COVID-19 exposed our little children to
yes,
all the adult shit we
that
dealing with
yes,
that we having difficulty navigating. Like,
yes,
COVID-19 was a lot.
it was.
And they were front and center
Yes,
with everything. All the
agree.
CNN, all the people dying, all the freezers. I remember the week in our country when they announced that they were bringing in containers to be freezers. So when people died, I remember how my daughter's emotions shifted.
Yes,
I remember that, and
right,
they were dealing with it. They were on the front line with all of us,
right.
and so right now it's extra important to support our kids and make sure that they have outlets to express themselves and know what's going on with them, because they're still dealing with stuff. Like, there's still things about COVID that sometimes I just don't even want to remember, and
Yes,
our kids, they're having to deal with it. I mean, I'm glad you shared about your son, my daughter, similarly, and I'm glad. It's true, it takes a village, and thankfully my village has my sisters and my mom and them in it. So just last week I noticed that my daughter was kind of in a mood, and we talked a few things that I realized are getting side hugs. I think you
yes,
told me
it's
about side
coming.
hugs,
It's coming. It's coming.
and a lot more roll eyes. I mean, she was Roshi eyes and everything
Yes,
good,
and
bad,
I
or
mean,
indifferent
and
is
God
a
forbid
red.
I even blinked too hard at my parents. It was just like, and a full uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Of just like cuss down and yoke up and choke up and a whole bunch of abuse. But we give them the space. Michelle says my daughter's dad and I butt heads with this. He thinks she's being disrespectful, and I think she's trying to share how she feels. And I agree. She has the right to share how she feels. We just have to be conscious of how she expresses herself, and she's not
Yeah,
disrespectful,
yeah.
But I think that and these children, generation Y, I think we are at now.
I can't remember, but she knows.
Kizzy knows
She
it. Kizzy said, laugh my ass off at the yoke up, because Kizzy know the yoke up. Kizzy and I grew
Sorry?
up together. We grew up together, so she knows the yoke up of growing up. But back to Generation Y. Generation Y is they're a totally different vibe. Like, they're not like us.
Yeah.
They just have a totally different mindset. And so we can't expect um, the same tools to work for this new generation. It's different.
They're evolving, and,
And
and so
and
should
the
we.
tools that we are now garnering that are considered like white people tools, they're not. They're human tools in order to create normal, high functioning human beings, and not
Isn't
snuffed
it a
out.
pity that
Well,
the things that were supposed to help us when we recognize it could help us, they made it. They still found a way to make it bad. Is white people think. So
Right.
we're so addicted to that story of trauma, of slavery, of burden, of that when we see the light, we say, no, 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 it's not a light. It's a I don't know what's an alternative for light. It's not a light.
Dark.
It's like that's not really it.
It's
Like
horrible.
it
just
works
negative
for the Caucasians, and you can make it into something that helps you. Then why shun it, or why make it into something that our kids?
You want me to tell you why?
Tell me.
Because the colonizers made it so. The colonizers made it so. The fact that we're now using it for our own in order to create, a better 2.0 model. It's like, oh, no. It's not, that's got to be wrong, because, you can't use it for your own good. It's only for our good. So it's really, all of that is, and that's for another show and another day, but it's really sort of deep down and deep rooted in all of that, but we're using it, and we're educating ourselves, and we're educating our children, and, we're creating 2.0s, we're creating healthier, and they may not be happy right now because they're teens, but, healthier, happier, high functioning children, and hopefully they would have the sensibilities to be able to live a different lifestyle where they're not overindulging in food, and, sort of knowing what's good for them, and being able to create thought processes that's going to be healthy for them and their children, and they will be better than us moving forward, and we got to stop eating pilau. Don't cry.
I would still eat it. I just eat it with more control now. I don't go and, I wouldn't say, oh my gosh.
Well, I can't even say that, because I had pilau today, and it was all right. It was good,
Girl,
but I don't eat pilau really.
Hey?
I said I don't eat pilau usually. It's not something that I usually eat. I don't really go crazy over it, but every once in a while, yeah.
And if it's an avocado season again, so you have some some avocado, and you have some coleslaw, and you have some.
I meant to. That was one of my questions for you tonight. Like, do you eat it with coleslaw? Do you like a piece of salted pigtail in there? You put salted pigtail in there, or you don't eat pork at all? No. Girl, you don't eat pork?
I do, but not in pilau.
Girl, you're missing out. Don't worry, I'll go hook you up when you come to St. Vincent.
We can for the all girls weekend.
When we're in the bush.
Weekend in the bush.
And Big Nine is there with his binoculars, looking at us, trying to figure out who is who. Ay. Yes, but I think that we had a great show tonight. I think we touched on, oh my goodness, 2 hours plus of talking. Let's talk about. Are we going back?
Before we go, no. So we ain't going any further. But remember, guys, if you want to look at this again, remember we just launched our YouTube channel. So we will put the link in the stories. I'll put the link in my story, and Zara, you put a link in your story as well.
So I'm always on board.
So you guys can. So you guys can join us and support us. Be sure to share the YouTube channel around and get our follower count up, because I think once you have up to 1,000 followers on YouTube, you can then stream
across
from
the
YouTube,
board.
So we can
so tell your friends, join, and we're growing, and we're growing as time goes by. We love being on Instagram. We will be on YouTube. Hell, maybe across the board, Facebook, all of those other things. So
Nikki says she's subscribed.
Aw, thanks, Nikki.
Nikki, you're the sweetest.
Yes. And we just continue to grow our little show, but I find we did quite well today. I'm happy that everybody stuck with us, and we had a lot of interaction today. So thank you all very much. Bless.
And the bonus thing is that we know what we're gonna have next week. It's all about situationships. So we have to go hard.
Here we, as usual. If I don't go hard, then who am I?
We're gonna
Whoever.
come with,
I'm gonna have to
like
I'm gonna have to prep. I'm gonna have to prep this.
And direct message us any special notes or questions or case studies.
Or case, well, you know.
That you guys
and there are people still joining. Ay, ay, and we're getting ready to come off.
Let us know. So next week, y'all already know what the topic is. We're gonna be talking about situationships, and we can't wait to get back. I really like tonight. I had so much fun. I was feeling so bummed this evening, and
look at us now. We're here. We're popping. It's good. I feel yes. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much for our viewers. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the consistency today.
And all these comments. Y'all are the best.
Yes. Let's talk about this.
Be safe.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And not too much zesting this week.
No, not too much overindulging.
It's carnival time, so you know how it goes down. Yikes. All right, honey. Everybody have a good night. Bye, everyone.
All right. Good night, guys. Bye. Later. Bye.